here. Hey, what's up, everyone? This is James, and long time no see. This is English Reading Challenge 100 Days. Today is day 20. It's been a long week, and I am so crazy busy this week. So, finally, on this Friday night, I am able to sit down and, continue our challenge here. Good. Okay, let's keep on reading marketing insights from A to Z and page 126. Differentiation. Differentiation. The stock market is a perfect example of an undifferentiated market. If you want to buy 100 shares of IBM, you will buy it at the lowest price. There may be 1,000 people ready to sell shares of IBM. All you care about is who will charge the least. No characteristics of the seller, how long he or she has held the shares, whether he or she cheats on income tax or spouse, what his or her religion is matters to you. We say that a product market resembles a commodity market when we don't care those product or brand we take. They are all the same, all the same. Or we don't need to know anything about a seller. Thus, we would say that oranges in a supermarket amount to a commodity if they all look alike and we don't care to know the grower or orchard. But they are three things that could violate the assumption of an undifferentiated market. First, the products may look different. In case of oranges, they may come in different sizes, shapes, colors, and tastes, and with different prices. We can call this physical differentiation. Second, the products may bear different brand names. We call this brand differentiation. Oranges carry brand names such as Sunkist or Florida's Best. Third, the customers may have developed a satisfying relationship with one of the suppliers. We call this relationship differentiation. For example, although the brands are well known, one company may have provided better and faster answers to the customer's questions. Harvard's Theodore Levitt threw down the gauntlet, gauntlet when he said, There's no such thing as a commodity. All goods and services are differentiable. Differentiable. We saw commodities as simply products awaiting for a redefinition. Frank Frank Purdue, who produces one of the most popular brands of chicken, would what boost? Is that boost? Would boost if you can differentiate a dead chicken. You can differentiate anything. No wonder one professor tells his MBA class that any student who used a word commodity during a case discussion would be fined $1. Yet some companies believe they can win through pure willpower. Some years ago, the runner-up razor blade manufacturer in Brazil challenged Gillette. Gillette? Is that Gillette or what? Gillette? Gelata? Gelata, gelate, gelort, gelate. The market leader. We asked the challenger if his company offered the consumer a better razor blade. No, was the reply. How a lower price? No. A better package? No. A clever advertising campaign? No. Better allowances to the trade? No. Then how do you expect to take share away from Gillette? Steer determination. Steer determination was the reply. Needless to say, the offensive field. Tom Peters broadcasts the mantra: be distinct or extinct. Be distinct be distinct or extinct. Be distinct or extinct. But not every difference is distinctive. Establish meaningful differences, not better sameness. Wait, I'm gonna highlight this paragraph in green. Be distinctive or extinct. Be distinct. Be distinct or extinct. But not every but not every difference is distinctive. Establish meaningful differences, not better sameness. Establish meaningful differences, not better sameness. Meaningful differences, not better sameness. Wow, that's good. Differentiation can be achieved in many ways. Jack Trout's book, Differentiation or Dead or Die. Differentiation or Die shows a dozens of ways companies have managed to produce a differentiated product, services, experience, or imagine in the minds of customers. Greg Carpenter, Rash Glazer, and Kent Nakamoto don't even hold that differentiation needs to be meaningful. For some for some for some products such as detergents, all the valuable attributes may have may have already been discovered and exploited. They argue that meaningless differentiation can work. For example, Alberto Culver makes a shampoo called Natural Silk, Natural Silk, to which it does add silk. Despite admitting despite admitting in an interview that silk does nothing to hair, but this kind of attributes attracts attention, creates a distinction, and implies a better working formula. How to differentiate product features, performance, performance conformance, durability, reliability, repairability, style, design, services, delivery, installation, customer training, consulting and repair, personnel, competence, courtesy, credibility, reliability, and responsiveness, communication skill, image, symbols, written and audio or video media, atmosphere, events. How to differentiate product, service, personnel, and image. Okay. Uh, Direct mail. I'm gonna pass this. Distribution and channels for many companies making the product doesn't cost as much as bringing it to the market. Farmers know this well when they see how small a percentage of final retail price they receive for their crops. Marketing in many cases now averages 50% of total company's costs. Producer would like to eliminate the middleman whom they see as charging too much. But while you can eliminate the middleman, you cannot eliminate the functions he performs. You and or the customers would have to perform the same functions and probably wouldn't do them as well. So how can a company bring its new products into the market? Every company has to figure out a go-to market strategy. The simpler In simpler times, the company would hire salespeople to sell to distributor, wholesalers, retailers, or directly to final users, D2C, D2U, D to customer, direct to customers. Today, the number of go-to-market alternatives has exploded. Failed sell reps, extranet websites, email, distributor, business partners, strategic allies, distributors, interrogators, business to business, exchangers, value added resellers, auctions, manufacturers, agents, fax machines, brokers direct mail, franchises, newspapers, telemarketers, television, telesales agent. No wonder Peter Druck said the greatest challenge will be in distribution channels, not in new methods of production or consumption. Choosing the right channels, convincing. Choosing the right channels, convince, it's, it's difficult to convincing and convincing them what convince 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 convincing convincing them to carry your merchandise and getting them to work as partners is a major challenge. Too many companies see themselves as selling to distributors instead of selling through them, selling to distributors instead of selling through them. How many marketing channels should a company use to distribute its products and services? The higher the number of channels, the greater the company's market coverage and the rate of growth of its sales. This principle is well illustrated by Starbucks Coffee Company. Starbucks started with only one channel, namely company-owned stores, and were staffed carefully, and operated profitably. Later, Starbucks franchised operations in other venues, airports, bookstores, and college campuses. The company recently signed a licensing agreement with Albertson's food chain to open coffee bars in its supermarkets. Not only is Starbucks coffee served in these venues, but other Starbucks products are sold along with coffee. A comedian quipped about Starbucks. I don't know how fast they are growing, but they just opened one in my living room. Adding more channels creates rapid growth. But at least two problems can arise in adding new market channels. First, product or service quality may suffer because the company gain market coverage and at the expense of market control. Does Starbucks coffee served on a United Airlines flight taste as good as the cup made and served in a Starbucks store? Do all vendors remember to dispose of Starbucks coffee if it isn't sold within 2 hours? Secondly, the company may encounter growing problems of channel distribution and channels conflict. Some Starbucks outlets may complain that the company franchised the nearby outlets to also sell Starbucks coffee, thus hurting their sales, or that some outlets are charging less of Starbucks coffee than other outlets. In both cases, Starbucks would have gained increased the market coverage but lost some market control. The alternative is to stick to one channel and develop it with very tight controls. For example, the Rolex watch company would easily place its famous watches in many store outlets. Instead, it restricts its coverage on to only high-end jewelries, uh, jewelers who are spaced geographically, who are agreed to carry a certain level of inventory, use certain display patterns, and place specific level of annual local advertising. Rolex thus has achieved high market control and does not face poor service problems and channel conflict problems, but its market growth is slower. When whatever the number of market channels its company uses, it must integrate them to achieve an efficient supply system. Most companies rely on a high percentage of their business results coming from their channel partners. They need to systemize partner relationship management through adopting RM software and software and the software can improve the information flow and reduce the cost of communication, ordering, transactions, and payment. Manufacturers who use distributions to rich retailers give up some control of the retailers and final customers. Yet, if the manufacturer sold direct to either the retailers or to the final customers, it would have to carry on the same channel functions of selling, financing, information gathering, servicing, risk taking, transportation, and storage. If distributors can do this better and add value, then the distributor channel is justified. The key point is that all channels functions must be performed and well allocated efficiently among the channel partners. A company operating multiple channels must operate them with similar policies. A bookstore chain such as Borders must have its brick and mortar stores can be prepared to also accept return books purchased from Borders online. Nor can nor can nor can Borders charge lower prices online without hurting its store sales. Here are two excellent examples of integrated channels. Charles 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 Sure. What the fuck? Hewlett Packard. Oh, too old. I don't want to read that. Another option is to set up special channels for flavored customers. Many banks provide private banking channels to customers with large deposits. Dell provides a separate excellent for each high value business customers. Okay, that's all for tonight, and see you next time.